Okay, we're going to call the commission meeting to order. Roll call, please, Jeff.
Bob Houston.
Present.
Monty Kisner.
Present.
Ryan Johnson.
Present.
I need a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
We'll move.
All in favor? 3 votes for, 0 against. Need a motion to approve the minutes from August 23rd, 2023.
So move.
All in favor? 3 votes for, 0 against. Need a motion to approve the work session minutes from August 15th, 2023.
So move.
Second.
All in favor? 3 votes for, 0 against. Resolution number 2378, accepting bid from Edward J. Rice Company Incorporated for assessment list design mailing services. I need a motion.
So move.
Second.
Roger?
They do our annual mailing for our personal property notices. The Rice has done a great job with this. We're down to about 36 cents for a postcard and about 51 cents for a letter. And we're doing more emails when we can. We'd love to do that. He's got a new program going out for that. So hopefully we are number 2 in the state of Missouri on the largest counties doing emails.
Instead of sending out the assessment
So it's
list.
saving us almost 30% on our mailing if you e-file versus a hard letter. So
That's good. That's good. Any
suggest-
questions for?
Mhm.
All in favor of resolution number 23-78? 3 votes for, 0 against. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2379, approving a sponsor advertising agreement with the Harrisonville Cass R9 School District. The Health Department wishes to advertise mental health resources at the school athletic events. This contract will allow the advertisement to run for the entire school year. There is no cost to the Cass County associated with this contract. I need a motion.
So move.
Second.
Sarah?
Pretty much what you just said. It's a contract with the Harrisonville School District to run the advertisements for the 988 mental health number. Our maternal and child health contract focuses on suicide prevention strategies. This is a way to be able to reach that very specific target audience of adolescents in Cass County.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, gentlemen?
No.
All in favor of resolution number 2379? 3 votes for, 0 against. Thank you, Sarah. Resolution number 23-80, approving the purchase of 2 John Deere road graders from Murphy Tractor and Equipment Company. The Road and Bridge Department requests to replace 2 graders in our fleet to stay on our rotating schedule. We'll be utilizing the Missouri State contract bid for the John Deere motor grader purchases through Murphy Tractor. The annual payment amount after trade-ins for the graders will be $92,966.31, payable over 5 years. This price includes freight and John Deere extended warranty packages for 84 months, 7,500 hours, as well as travel time and mileage. Need a motion?
So move.
Second.
Dillard?
This is part of our rotation where we take the blades with the most hours, the 2 blades, and we trade them in for new ones every year, rotate. We usually keep them 5 years, because we have 8 of them. We've had real good luck with John Deere, real good luck.
Yeah.
And since we use a state bid, that's the best price
Yes,
you
that
get
is the best price we
across
can get,
across the
yes.
state. Okay. Any questions for Dillard?
And it's a good maintenance program on top of that.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. These guys take care of us.
Yeah. I do have one. Is these front wheel assist? Or
Yes, these are 6-wheel drive machines.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's good.
Are they gonna have that new thing on the front of the
Yes,
school?
I ordered.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of them will
Front
have
fenders.
radicators with the stinger bits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Good.
we could even take them off them blades and use them on other blades. If we
Yep.
got the 6-wheel drives doing projects like
Yeah.
ditching,
Yeah,
you can take that, put them on another blade, and they can still keep going with it.
okay. Good.
Thank you, Dillard. Any other
Yeah.
questions? All in favor of resolution number 23-80? 3 votes for, 0 against. Resolution passes. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 23-81,
Appreciate it.
stating its intent to consider a property tax credit under Senate Bill 190 to provide property tax relief to the Cass County senior citizens. The Missouri legislature passed and the governor signed Senate Bill 190. Under this bill, certain eligible taxpayers can receive a property tax credit. Implementing Senate Bill 190 within the county collector's office will require some additional software and personnel and will take several months to do. The county commission is supportive of providing property tax relief to the Cass County senior citizens and supports Senate Bill 190's intent. The county commission intends to consider in June 2024 an ordinance authorizing the property tax credit under Senate Bill 190, which would provide sufficient time to implement Senate Bill 190 for the 2024 tax bills and provide property tax relief to the Cass County senior citizens. I need a motion.
I'll move.
Second.
Chris, are you in here?
Yes,
Do you have anything you'd like to comment on that?
sure, a couple things. My phone has been ringing off the hook. We've had lots of seniors at the counter. Folks kind of want to know how this is going to work. So we have retained Brett Hodges on a new contract to begin programming. One of the things that I want the commission to understand is the bill requires that the credit we give seniors still be reported as income to the taxing entities. So what are taxing entities? School boards, fire and ambulance boards, city councils, right? Library board, hospital board. So that's because of the Hancock Amendment. So I've got to get some very specific programming done. In addition, Department of Revenue has now issued guidance to all the collectors in the state. We are to hold the blind pension fund harmless. So now I've got to carve out one of the tax levies completely from the new mathematical equation. And I've got to set up a whole new database just for people that are seniors. I've got to run parallel computer programs. And then I still have to have the tax return correct in March or I get to go to prison. So this is a delicate computer situation. I believe that we should probably go ahead and with Mr. Campo's assistance, put together an application. I think we can probably start taking applications maybe in March, April 1st, somewhere in there. Once we get the tax return done and submitted to Jeff City, we could open the counter for applications because I know folks don't fully understand this. The IRS may know a lot about you. All I know about you is your address and your name. I don't know your skin color, I don't know how tall you are, I don't know your birth date, your social security number. I have no idea. So I want folks to come in and enroll like they would the monthly payment program, declare their homestead. A lot of folks own more than one property. And so what I don't want is, well, every March they come in and folks say, now, tell me what the deal would be on this farm, and then tell me what the deal would be on the house in town, and then tell me what the deal is on the rental, all homestead, right? Tell me what your homestead is. No different than the Homesteaders Act that we had on the books 15 years ago. And then just an affidavit to sign the month and year you were eligible for Social Security benefits. I'll give you your credit. Now, for some folks, if you've lived here 40, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, like my parents, that actually may be a substantially lower bill, right? So we have to individually look at each person's tax bill. Some people have moved 2 or 3 times in their life in Cass County. The family that was in today, they just moved to Cass County. So basically it's a freeze, right? There's nothing to benchmark it to. They didn't live here last year. So each senior is going to have a different situation, okay? So we need to be able to take an application. We've already built out a spreadsheet so we can communicate with those folks separately. And also a lot of seniors still have a mortgage on their house and the escrow pays that tax bill. So our escrow program is called Auto Agent. It's self-serve. We don't run it. It's for the mortgage companies. They run it. So we want to be able to get that information in soon enough so when the mortgage companies go in and request the bill electronically, we know that we've already attached that tax credit to that senior's bill. So I can't wait until October to do this. We should open applications, April 1st maybe at the latest.
What's the ending date that you'll accept applications? Is it in that bill? I don't remember.
Now it's up to the ordinance, they'll get all draft. But we could go ahead and take a boilerplate application. I believe the legislature may make a few changes to this. There are some problems with it. But a basic application isn't going to be addressed by the legislature. So I think we probably can do that. I've got a couple of templates. Paul, we could talk about an appropriate template. But I've got to build out a separate database, and because this is new, and we're really in uncharted territory, we've never done anything like this before, right? Because the property tax credit is a check the state sends you. And the old Homesteaders Act was money administered by the assessor, right? So we're kind of in this unique situation where I want to keep hard files. I want to go old-fashioned on this to make sure that we can look at exactly who got what credit, and then make sure that our month-end and our year-end reports balance. And then I also have to show each taxing entity the gross amount of credits I gave out. So I've got to account, okay, Ray-Pec, we gave out 3.1 million. Belton, I took 2.2 million. Cass Midway, I took 49,000. I've got to be able to show those reports to them as well. So we're building on a new reporting system. But I'm happy to help folks. So we're on top of it. We're on top of it.
Any questions for Chris?
No.
I've had also, I know the commission has had lots of calls about that, and people are excited, because I really do believe it's going to be some meaningful tax relief for the seniors.
My parents lived in the same house for 52 years, right? I mean, their property taxes have tripled.
Yep.
That's substantial if you've lived here since 1973 or 2 or 1. And even if you just moved into Morningview, Foxwood Springs, Eastern Hills, at a minimum is a freeze. So we can get in the computer and benchmark it. Brett and I think that we should build it the way we built the TIF. Remember how TIFs were in the computer? You have the frozen amount and then the value of the TIF. Probably what we'll have to do for each senior's tax bill. But I don't know who's a senior citizen, so they're gonna have to come in and apply. We'll try to make accommodations for folks that are homebound. I am physically going to Pickering Place Retirement Village on the 21st to give a seminar on this. We can figure out, I'll be in Foxwood this night with my notary and applicants. We're gonna go to Eastern Hills. We're gonna build a road show with signage, applications. They are gonna put me on the road, and I'm going on the road, so.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Any other discussion, gentlemen? All in favor of resolution number 23-81? 3 votes for, 0 against, resolution passes. Resolution number 23-82, a resolution approving the Violence Against Women Act notice, acknowledgement of notice of statutory requirement to comply with the confidentiality and privacy provisions of the Violence Against Women Act as amended. Need a motion?
So moved.
I talked to Julie West on that. It's in the original contract, there's a few words that they moved around a little bit to promote the Women's Against Violence Act notice. So when we get the grant for this, we're in compliance with the state on that. So that's what that was done.
Yeah, I talked to Ben this morning, and he basically said the same. It's about $60,000, and it goes to a couple of different attorneys that focus on, violence against women and domestic violence and those kinds of things. One of the questions we always get asked about federal grants, as you know, is strings attached. And he said, other than, like you just said, complying with it and making sure that they safeguard that information, there are no strings attached whatsoever. It just goes to help make sure that these crimes against women are dealt with accordingly, go through our prosecutor's office. So, sounded good. I'd never heard of this one before. I don't think I had a chance to vote on it before, so maybe in the future we could do a work session on it first. But Ben provided great information, so
Okay.
appreciate it.
Any other questions? All in favor of resolution 2382? 3 votes for, 0 against, resolution passes. Application number 3060, lot split and rezoning of Parent Track, commonly known as 24607 East 219th Street, Pleasant Hill, Missouri, 64080. I need a motion.
So moved.
Valerie?
They've got roughly just shy of 22 acres. They're looking at splitting it along an existing tree line so that the kids can build on one side and the parents already have their house on the east side of the property. So they're just looking to get them closer to home. It was passed, recommended approval, 6-0 by the planning board.
Okay. Any questions for Valerie?
Mm-hmm.
At this time, we're going to open the podium for public comment on application 3060. If you'd like to speak it for or against it, please step forward. Seeing none, we're going to close the public comment portion of application 3060. All in favor of application 3060? 3 votes for, 0 against, application passes. Application number 3061, lot split and rezoning of Parent Track, commonly known as 21616 South State Route K Highway, Pleasant Hill, Missouri 64080. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Valerie?
This is a lot split rezoning. They have the family farm that was left to them. There's a neighbor that's looking to purchase an acre. She has no intent of building on it anytime soon, but she may. Her family actually owns a property across the highway from this. She's actually out here, if you want to hear from her, but the planning board, it was 6-0 in favor for approval.
Okay. Any questions for Valerie, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
At this time, we're going to open the podium for public comment for or against application 3061. If you'd like to speak for or against it, please step forward, state your name and address. Seeing none, we're going to close the public comment portion of application 3061. All in favor of application 3061? 3 votes for, 0 against, application 3061 passes. Application number 3062, rezoning of a 4.83 plus or minus acre tract with the current zoning designation commonly known as 18701 East 163rd Street, Lake Winnebago, Missouri 64034. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Valerie?
This is the old South Metro Fire Station that's there at the corner of South Metro, or South 291 and 163rd Street. Mr. Spalding purchased it. He is looking at converting that to an office space. This piece was not zoned when the firehouse was put in. He also has a property to the south of it that does have the I zoning. So he's looking at getting them cohesive across both of them, and will more than likely remove that center property line, so it will be one corner lot with that zoning. Planning board was 6-0 in favor.
Thank you, Valerie. Any questions for Valerie? At this time, we're going to open the podium for public comment. If you'd like to speak for or against it, please step forward, state your name. Seeing none, we're going to close the public comment portion of application 3062. All in favor of application 3062? 3 votes for, 0 against. Application 3062 passes. Application number 3063, Meyer subdivision, preliminary and final plats, commonly known as 6007 East 211th Street and 5808 East 214th Street, Belton, Missouri 64012. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Valerie?
They have a 40-acre tract. We're looking at keeping the existing house in the 19.55 acres, which is pretty much the north half of this 40-acre lot. They're looking at doing 2 4-ish acre tracts along the east side there on my highway, and then one will be a 10-acre in the back. There were some people that showed up that had questions over, spoke against the application. I do think they've got that settled to this point. I think there was a little misunderstanding. They had one survey. We pulled the plat of that development that is already there and compared it to the survey that was provided for this, and they matched up. There was some question on whether they could enter off of 214th Street into the property. 214th Street is a county maintained public road. This property doesn't butt to it, therefore they would be able to, but I do believe they got that sorted out after the meeting. But the planning board recommended approval, 6 in favor.
Thank you, Valerie. Any questions for Valerie? At this time, we're going to open the public podium for any public comment for or against application 3063. Please step forward, state your name. Seeing none, we're going to close the public portion comment of this application. All in favor of application 3063? 3 votes for, 0 against. Application 3063 passes. Application number 3064, I need a lot split of a parent tract of 19.94 acres plus or minus, commonly known as 26701 East 267th Street, Harrisonville, Missouri 64701. I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Valerie?
This was a farm that's had a 20-acre split off of it before. Ms. Hevel's just looking at dividing it, selling the house with 5 acres and the remaining east of the property for resale. At this point, there's no intentions of building, but whoever the future purchaser might. Planning board recommended in favor, 6-0.
Okay. Any questions for Valerie? At this time, we're going to open the public comment portion of application 3064. If you'd like to speak for or against it, please step to the podium. Seeing none, we're going to close the public comment portion of application 3064. All in favor of application 3064? 3 votes for, 0 against. Application 3064 passes. Cass County Collector requesting disbursement of 2022 tax sale surplus money, certificate of purchase number 22-23, tax sale number 201, taxpayer name Richard Lee Lamarner Jr., amount of $12,228.39, payable to Marcus Moore. I need a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Chris?
Good afternoon again. This is the first of 3 redemptions that you're about to see. These are from last year's tax sale, so August of '22. These are 3 homeowners that got in under the wire to redeem the lien. So Mr. Moore is the real estate investor, and you're simply returning his surplus to him.
Thank you, Chris. Any questions, gentlemen? All in favor of certified purchase 22-23 being returned? 3 votes for, 0 against. Cass County Collector requesting disbursement of 2022 tax sale surplus monies. Certificate of purchase 22-35, tax sale number 277. Taxpayer name Ronald Riley, Dana Herrera, in amount of $2,424.29 payable to the Monroe Realty Company. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Chris?
This is the same situation where Mr. Riley and Ms. Herrera were able to redeem the investor's lien. That investor is Monroe Realty Company, Liam Monroe from Pleasant Hill. You're simply returning the surplus funds to Monroe.
Any questions? All in favor? 3 votes for, 0 against. Cass County Collector requesting disbursement of 2022 tax sale surplus money, certificate of purchase number 22-47, tax sale number 333, taxpayer name Ann Woodward, in amount of $41,206.20 payable to Steve Bertone. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Chris?
This one is interesting of note. Paul has been very helpful. This went from probate court to federal bankruptcy court. And this is the only time that I've ever seen, and I can't find a county collector in Missouri that can think of another time when somebody filed for bankruptcy after the tax sale. So this has been a very complicated situation. This was the most sought property in last year's sale. It overlooks the golf course at Loch Lloyd. And Woodard is deceased, but Judge Rumley awarded ownership to her daughter. So I've spoken to her daughter, and we're maybe going to look into the monthly payment program and not have this issue again. So Mr. Bertone is a real estate investor, and as is the case with the previous two, you are returning his surplus to him.
Thank you, Chris. Any questions? All in favor? 3 votes for, 0 against. Thank you, Chris. At this time, we're going to open the podium for public comment. If you'd like to speak about anything in the county, please step forward, state your name and address. Seeing none, we're going to close the public comment portion. Commissioner Communications, I have one thing. This next week, the HVAC units will be bid out for the new for the Justice Center out there to replace the units that are 20+ years old. So they'll be going out to bid, and we'll probably have something by the end of September. We'll know the price is going to be costing the county on that. We've also set ARPA money back to pay for those, so we'll be good to go after we replace those. Anyone else?
What about windows?
Windows, the first window went in downstairs in the clerk's office. They want to make sure the company is putting them in. We've already awarded a bid on that. 107 windows in this building. They put the first one in down there at the collector's office, or not the collector, the clerk's office. On your way out, take a look at it. It looks really, really good. I think Steve is looking forward to it because I know when the wind blows.
Oh, it's terrible. You could feel a breeze.
Feel a bit.
Not just in Steve's office. I
They
think it
look
went across
really,
everybody's.
really good. So we're excited for that. They say the completion date for that's going to be December 12th, I believe. So they've got the windows ordered. They'll be in here and they'll be starting work. So that'll be good for the old building here. Any other comments? Any motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? 3 votes for, 0 against. We are adjourned.